My name's Keeley. I'm a psychotherapist in private practice. My business is called Key for Change, and we help people to understand, heal, and move on with their lives. I have a specialism and a keen interest in narcissistic relationships, and I'm passionate about helping people to understand how they've lost touch with themselves and how their gift or their purpose is waiting for them to discover. So, how did I get here? It's really interesting because I did a talk at Brunel recently with undergrad psychology students, and they were most surprised that I worked for myself because they were often told about working in the NHS, becoming a clinical psychologist or a forensic psychologist, and the many other areas of psychology, but actually working for themselves wasn't a topic that they were used to hearing. So, how did I get here? I graduated from Brunel with a degree in psychology in 2007. And in the same year, I was fortunate that I got a job at Wormwood Scrubs prison as a drug and alcohol worker. I was passionate about wanting to make a difference, yet or found that I just kept filling out forms. By 2008, I decided I needed to do specific training, and that was where I decided to do a master's. And I did have a mentor because I've come from a disadvantaged background. And that meant that coming from my background meant that, well, actually, so called disadvantaged background, but it meant that I didn't have access to people who were in those positions. So my mentor encouraged me to do CBT masters because that's what was in vogue at the time. But actually, I was very much in love with the humanistic viewpoint of the human experience. And so, because I self funded, I chose to do a master's in what spoke to me. However, um, when I graduated, you soon come to realize that the NHS wanted you to have the qualifications that they endorse. And actually, I had worked doing CBT for a number of years, and I just felt like there's more to human suffering than this. I wanted to get to the core of people's issues. And so, after trying and trying again to get promoted in probation, I wanted to move up the ladder. I just felt that I'd hit a glass ceiling. Plus, I think I thought differently about people, and that made it very difficult to box me. And so, because where I trained was in an affluent area in Ealing at a private institute called Metanoia, and like I took out loans to fund my degree, my master's. It was just quite common that you would start your private practice. It just wasn't a big deal. And that for me inspired me to do the same, which is what I did. I started Key for Change in 2012, where I still worked in the prison as a probation officer. But what I did over the 3 years I was there was I really juggled and hustled and put my money, my wages into building my business. And by 2015, I decided, after getting rejected again for another senior role, because that was affecting my self esteem, I decided that actually it was important for me to make it on my own terms. And that's what I did. So I went on a sabbatical for 5 years and I threw myself wholeheartedly into my business. And so today I purely work for myself and I market myself. I do YouTube videos, Instagram videos, social media in order to inspire and encourage people. And what I would encourage anyone to do is to follow your passion. Trends will come and go. I have no regrets about not pursuing a CBT kind of master's, none whatsoever. I followed what I loved and I followed what made sense to me about human suffering. And I also, and I don't think people talk about this enough, but maybe it's because of like my background, but walking by faith has been one of the most important aspects of my journey, because sometimes I would feel frustrated, doors would be closed, I'd see other people get opportunities that I knew I could smash out the park, but for whatever reason, I didn't fit. And I'm so proud that I made the decision to go it alone because I don't think anybody would give me the opportunity that I've been able to create for myself. So that's me. I'm a psychotherapist in private practice. I help people to understand, heal, and move on from tricky life dilemmas. And I'm passionate about what I do, and that shows. So, what about you? What's your passion? Never give up on it. Take care of you, because if you don't, who will?